Hello and welcome again to the Old Bob Show. And Old Bob Show, gets around now. We've had so many different kinds of professions on this show, the Old Bob Show, from Dr. Teddy Thompson, who was a trailblazer in the neighborhood family clinics as an independent doctor, or cash only, to we've had the Driftless Organic Show, and then we have gone from there to the Lutheran, home where you have lots of food in that for wayward people or people who need help. And just very recently with Sheriff John Spears, who had a very sobering topic relative to the cultural changes going on here in Vernon County, as well as all around the state of Wisconsin and the world, if you will. But today we're going to treat with a much lighter subject and a much prettier subject than Sheriff John. And I'm talking about Alyssa. Right, Alyssa, thanks for being on board. My, you look very pretty in your outfit with the crown and all that. Very, very nice to have you on television with me.
Thanks for having me.
And this is a very important day we're talking about, but the week coming up is even more important, and we are talking about the Chaseburg Snowtrailers. What is that?
Well, we're a club, like an organization.
All right.
And we have trail days this weekend, which starts
You have trail?
tomorrow. Trail days.
Trail days.
Yeah.
And it starts
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, which
And-
should be, the date would be, what's the date, Randy?
17th.
The 17th of January.
Yep.
And it goes till when?
It's just tomorrow and Sunday.
I see. Okay. And what happens on these 2 days?
Well, tomorrow we start off with a kickoff breakfast at Tippy Toe, and that starts at 7. And then
I guess breakfast at Tippy Toe. Now, for all of you people who watch us on YouTube, it could be in Indonesia or it could be Russia or wherever.
Yeah.
How about that, huh? Tippy Toe is just a really cute, fine, comfy restaurant in the town, city, village of Chaseburg.
Yep.
Chaseburg is, 200 people? Something like that.
300.
230, something like that. Right. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're having breakfast. You and who?
Me and my first attendant and second attendant, and then everyone else who wants to join us.
And where are your attendants?
They're over there.
Yeah, I know it, but they declined to come on. Did you want to be on television or no? No, they say. Yeah, you're the one. And what are their names?
Lexi Mitland and Amber Keenan.
All right, and they're from?
Chaseburg and Viroqua.
Chaseburg and Viroqua.
Yep.
I can't believe, Jeannie and I, live in the country, but we call Chaseburg our prime address. And the thing about Chaseburg is, it not only has, the Chaseburg Snowtrailers, it has so many other kinds of activities. I mean, it's a community that never stops. And they have an organization called Friends of Chaseburg.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you been to their meetings?
Nope.
You didn't go there and they didn't ask you questions to see if you were eligible or something? No? Wow, boy, oh boy. You got to buy, because, I mean, those people in Chaseburg, I know them kind of well now, and they would have asked you some really serious questions, but thank heavens you're here anyway. So, you're the queen.
Yep.
And as queen, what are your duties?
Well, I guess I get to be on the news and on
You're
TV.
what?
I get to be on TV. So
All
that's
right.
pretty cool.
Yeah, there we are. There you go. Definitely not John Spears. So, did you meet Sheriff John Spears on the way in here?
I've met him before, yeah.
Oh, very good. But what do you, now explain the Chaseburg Snowtrailers.
The Chaseburg Snowtrailers is an organization, and we help groom over 60 miles of trails in the state.
All right, so now you're getting to it.
Yeah.
You and your attendants in the club
Yep.
groom about 60 miles of snowmobile trails. Is that it?
Yep.
And do you do snowmobiling?
I don't snowmobile, but my dad and my brother snowmobile.
Well, that's nice. What are their names?
Rick and Josh.
Okay. Hess.
Hass.
Okay, good. And they've approved of you being the queen here.
Yeah.
That's really great. So you help improve 60 miles of snowmobile trails. What does that entail?
Like grooming and make sure the trails are up to maintenance.
Grooming means what? What do you have to do?
Like,
You have a shovel out there and a rake?
well, I don't actually groom it, but other people do.
Oh, I see. But you direct them.
Not really.
Oh, so what do you do as queen?
I represent our community with pride.
With pride?
Yeah.
There you are. Excuse me. I really love that. And so you go to meetings and you give little speeches.
Well, we don't really go to meetings, but we go to different events like parades and teas and stuff.
And do you ride on snowmobiles at the parades? Or?
We ride on a float.
On a four-wheeler?
On a float.
Oh, a float, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that, you'd be riding behind one of those snowmobilers. I mean, I see them, they go kind of near our farm.
Yeah.
And, you gotta be a good bronc rider to ride on those snowmobilers. What year in school are you?
I'm in 10th grade.
Sophomore.
Yep.
What subjects are you taking now?
Just about every subject.
Well, which one specifically? Yeah, I mean, you can't get away with me just saying, generally.
I'm in Algebra 2, World Historiography,
All right.
English.
It's a pretty good curriculum. That's at Westby.
Yep.
Okay. Chaseburg used to have a school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sorry it doesn't yet. It would save you a lot of traveling. But do you have any idea of what you're aiming to be in life?
I want to be like a birthing doctor.
A what?
A birthing doctor.
A birthing doctor?
Yeah, so when like women like have their babies, I'll be there. So if they have complications, I can
that's
perform
pretty.
surgeries.
That's a really fine vision. Now,
Yeah.
there's another word for birthing doctor. You're
Midwife.
Yeah.
a midwife. Okay, all right. That's excellent. When I was born, my mother had a midwife.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was way back in 1931.
You don't even look that old.
No, I was way back in 1931. Well, we're of a different generation, and you don't look to be well. Yeah, you do. You look more mature than being a sophomore. You really do. We'll pass our compliments around here, Alyssa. You've got somebody else is also conchoing that club by the name of Reagan. And how long has she been there with you?
She's been there for 4 years now.
Okay, and when I first saw her name, Reagan, I thought, wow, this is a man, but it's not, it's a woman.
Yeah.
And she's very good at what she does.
Yes, she is.
Her last name is?
Lee. Lee.
Yeah, okay. And, thanks to her, you're here today.
Yep.
Because, and I wanted her to be here, but she said, no, the queen and her attendants will be here, so you're the one. Alyssa, what goes through your mind as to your responsibilities for being a queen of with 2 or 3 attendants at least?
With 2 attendants.
2 attendants.
Well, I kind of just show that the community of Chaseburg is all together and that we're friendly people, and show what our club is all about and our event and all of that stuff.
All right. And what do you say to them when you're out talking?
Well, first I say hi.
Yeah.
Hi is
All right.
important.
That's, yeah. Yeah. Are you Norwegian?
I'm Norwegian, yeah.
I couldn't have guessed. Well, with that blonde hair and all that, I thought maybe so. Well, good for you. I'll just look at you with much more respect now, Lisa. And I should say sympathy, but I won't do that because I know what it's like to be a Norwegian growing up like that. And so, are you invited out anywhere? Have you been on any other television or radio program?
I was on News Channel 19 this morning, and we've been on the radio too.
Oh, that's really fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that can be a career as well. Yeah.
You can do the other events too after breakfast.
You can be what?
Follow after breakfast, what happens after breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank heavens for Jeannie. She's put up with me for 60 years. Can you believe that?
Oh, jeez.
That's where I'm here today. So what happens after breakfast on...
On Saturday after breakfast. We have the poker run, and that happens all day on
what?
Saturday.
What kind of run?
A poker run.
A poker run?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, you go to different towns, and you have to get a stamp, and the first stamp you have to get from the Village Hall of Chaseburg.
Is he ever in?
He?
Hey,
From the Village Hall in Chaseburg.
oh, the Village Hall.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. But it's somebody in the Village Hall, of course. So,
Yeah.
so you get a permit or give them something?
You get like a stamp.
Okay.
Stamp
Yeah.
on their hand?
I think on a card.
Oh, a card. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then what?
And then you go to different bars and you get other stamps. And the poker
Different
run-
bars?
Yeah.
You're equating the bars with the city hall. I mean, you go to the city hall and then you go to different bars. You're probably close. But so you go to bars,
Yeah.
all right? Then what happens?
And then the poker run ends at 6:30.
It ends at 6:30
Yep. And then we have a dance.
in the evening.
Yeah.
And this is all on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So this is when you see this program, the bar run and the city hall run and the dance will be over with. What are you expecting? The dance or dinner starts at 6?
The dance starts from 8 to 12.
Oh, in the evening.
Yep.
Wow. And so where are you going to eat before then? Yeah, breakfast at Tippy Toe.
Yep.
Okay. Then where?
Well, we're going to probably eat at the bars.
Oh, wow. They serve food, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're only a sophomore. You're not of an age to go into a bar.
Well, my parents will be with me.
Oh, thank heavens for that. You got to be careful. How many bars are there in Chaseburg?
In Chaseburg, I think there's like 3 or 4.
That's pretty good for a town of 200. I was raised on a farm in Stoughton, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was growing up, there was this, with pride, unfortunately, saying that there were more bars in Stoughton than there were churches. Now, does that shock you?
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, it says a lot about why we who grew up in that era are the way we are, you know. But Chaseburg is just a wonderful town, and it's the friendliest little place that I've ever lived in. And,
Yeah.
and Gene and I have lived in like 23 or 4 different places.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot?
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
poor. How would you like to be Jeannie, packing up and moving like 21 or 2 times?
You're going to need a lot of boxes.
Well, I'll tell you what, when we moved, we didn't have much to begin with, so we just kind of gave away things, and we could travel literally with what we owned in the trunk of our car. No kidding. And that was for our first, 10, 11 years of marriage. But it's great freedom not to have all this stuff around, you know that? It's something to remember as you're growing up, Alyssa, that the more you gather, the more burden. You become a slave to all this material stuff.
Yeah.
And the last thing you need is material, because you're a Norwegian, young Norwegian, and you've got a lot of things going for you. So then after the dance is from 8 to 12.
Yep.
What kind of dancing do you do these days?
Just-
I mean, is it
Just kind-
square dancing? Is it schottish? Is it?
I can square dance.
You do?
I can.
Oh, good.
I don't
Well,
know
I'm
if
so
we-
glad to hear that.
I don't know if we do that there, but I can square
Yeah.
dance.
Well, if you don't square dance, what do you do?
Just whatever you feel. You just flow with the music.
Slow dancing.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can slow dance.
I kind of liked slow dancing when I was in high school,
Yeah.
and we were pretty jaded people. We were really down to earth, and we danced like this. I mean, we never got too close to each other. Everything has changed, but so then what happens? This is on tomorrow. This is Saturday.
Yep, tomorrow.
Then what happens on Sunday?
On Sunday, there's a queen tea that starts at 12.
A queen
tea?
tea.
Yeah.
What kind of tea?
Well, we don't really have tea, but that's what we call it.
Oh, well, I hope it's nothing more, more rugged than tea.
Like juice.
Juice.
Juice is good.
Gatorade.
Sometimes.
What time on Sunday is this?
That's at 12, and pitchers are at 1.
So how are you going to compete against the Packers?
I don't know.
It's history by the time that you appear on television. Appear on Channel 14, that
Yeah.
is. But Well, that's nice. And where are you having the tea?
The tea is at the Hideaway in Chaseburg.
Oh, that's great. That's another great eating place in Chaseburg. You have
Yep.
the Tippy Toe and the Hideaway.
Yep.
We go to both, and our friends, the Lepkes now own the Tippy Toe, and Jack and his staff down there, Jan and Christy and his wife. Wow, they have a fantastic meals down there.
Yeah.
You go there.
Yep. We go there for Friday fish.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
their Saturday night, beef. Yeah, prime rib.
Ooh, I
Oh, I
like
know.
prime rib.
Out of this world. But being Norwegian, like I am, you probably like the fish as much as the prime rib.
Well, I can't eat fish.
No. How could that be?
I'm allergic.
You are the very first person that I've ever met, Norwegian, who was allergic to fish. How do you survive that?
I just don't eat it.
So what do you do on Friday night?
I get a cheeseburger and my parents get fish.
Holy cow. Have you been to a doctor?
Yeah, he's the one who told me I was allergic.
No kidding. Maybe if you tried, to get over it by taking a little teaspoon every day of a little fish oil.
I could like build it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good idea, yeah. You can tell Lisa's Norwegian. I mean, you're thinking. Okay, so after tea, then what?
After tea, the parade starts at 1:30.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have awards after the parade.
And I had a note the other day, is there somebody available who could pull a four-wheeler?
Pull a four-wheeler?
Yeah.
Or a float?
Have you thought about that?
A four-wheeler?
Yeah, pull a float? No.
A float?
Well, I looked at it and said, well, I don't know if I can do that all by myself or not, but
Well, maybe if we got like 10, 11 guys.
yeah, there you go. That's good, yeah. So the parade starts at 12 or 1:30. And for how long?
Until it's over.
Yeah, and it starts where?
It starts at the Hideaway
At the Hideaway. Fantastic, and goes from the Hideaway up
to the Village Hall.
to the Village Hall.
Yep.
That's a nice run. And then, for those of you who haven't been in Chaseburg, behind the Village Hall, down slightly is a fantastic community center, outdoor center, where, boy, we have lots and lots of activities.
Yep.
And a gorgeous softball or baseball field. I mean, it's outstanding.
Yeah.
I shouldn't talk so much about Chaseburg and Coon Valley, Westby, Wyroka, but too many people will start coming there because you're very fortunate to be growing up in these fine communities,
Yeah.
Lisa. You bet. So, okay, so then the parade is over at
Yep.
some time, and then what?
And then we have a chicken queue, the best ever chicken queue, and that
Chicken
starts at
queue.
11:30.
In the
Village Hall.
11:30
At the Village Hall.
in the
there's-
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I thought we were through with the parade already.
Well, we are, but the chicken queue is happening during the parade
Before the
too.
parade. Thank you
Yeah.
for saying that. And that's at the Village Hall.
Yep.
And it's fantastic. Boy, for those of you who are, distant watchers, get in your car or plane right now and head for Chaseburg, Wisconsin. And who does the chicken queue?
I don't really know.
I think it's probably the Friends of Chaseburg, which means that everyone in the community of Chaseburg.
Yep.
Boy, people just pitch in from all over for this. Okay, well then, so you're over with the parade.
Yep.
And then what?
And then I'll probably go home and cheer on the Packers.
There you go. Well, I thought maybe after all of this, there would be a huge roundup of snowmobilers, and it'd be all lined up with gunning their engines and all that, and you as queen and your two attendants would be there with a flag and say, go, and off they go.
That'd be cool. But
Wouldn't
we
it?
don't have enough snow.
Well, so snowmobilers run on grass and everything else, But it is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of snow, and it's too bad for all of us because this is skiing country and ice skating country, and I'll tell you that Chaseburg Park down there has got plenty of room for all of that, really. It's just incredible. So then, how are you going to get back to life after all this, Lisa? I mean, so it's all over, and then you got the Packer game. How can you go to school on Monday?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Sleep
Yeah.
is nice.
There you are. Well, Lisa, I tell you what, boy, I like your idea for a vocation, and you know, it indicates with Alyssa here, I think, as kind of a cross-section of a lot of your peer group, the willingness to be of help to other people. And you've already discovered that giving and helping is even as much more fun than receiving, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you bet, absolutely. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have an older sister and an older brother.
Oh, and how old is your older brother?
My older brother's 19 and my sister's 21.
And what do they say about what you're doing here?
Well, my sister was queen in 2011.
Oh, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And how about your brother?
My brother, he's a really good supporter.
Oh,
He's
that's-
always there to help pull the floats and stuff.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
It's in the family. How nice you've got such a supportive family and your dad Rick and your mother Shelley. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Oh, good. I have a terrible time with names. Well, now we have one other thing to talk about here, and that is as a student in Westby, which I think is just an unusual community. Do you have peer pressures on you, generally speaking? Sheriff John Spears today, we talked about a drug problem. Do you have any drug problems in school in terms of having to speak out against that sort of thing?
I'm sure there are drug problems in school. Like, there's drug problems in every school, but I try to stay away from that as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Are you addicted to the smartphone?
My phone's actually broken right now.
Oh,
So I haven't had a phone for like 3-4 weeks.
oh, and aren't you happier? You're able to communicate with people now without yanking that smartphone out?
I've definitely been talking to people more. I mean, I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank heavens. So here's the queen of the snowmobilers. Yeah, she's looking at her smartphone now, and she promised me she would talk to me eventually. But it's a problem, isn't it? Yeah, it really cuts back on your communication between people. Have you ever thought of you talk about communicating, are the phones an impediment or an obstruction between you and your peers, your other sophomore girls or boys in communicating?
Well, it kind of puts up a block. We don't really talk face to face as much. A lot of people just text.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's kind of nice and easy, but it takes
Yeah.
all the fun out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know the difference between the word communications or communicate and commune?
Commune, like communion.
Yeah, well, commune, we're getting close to communing. In other words, we're getting close to know each other well enough in the way that we are talking back and forth here that we can begin to share things, helpful things maybe, or concerns or worries. That's communing. And it's more of a spiritual element to it as well. And that's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing that you miss like this. John Spears, Sheriff John, talked about, he was at a restaurant the other night. There was a grandfather, grandmother, mother, father, and grandchildren. And all of them just sat there. They were at a restaurant, texting or
Really?
reading text, except the poor grandpa and grandma who grew up talking. And so here they sit, and they've been talking to each other now for like 60 years. They want to talk to somebody else and share with their grandchildren.
Yeah.
Can't do it. They're all lost. They're gone. That's not good.
No.
No. So, maybe you should leave your smartphone broken. I mean, what does a smartphone do for you?
Well, it just lets me talk to people, but I mean, I can
Well, you're not talking to people.
Yeah.
Oh, you're texting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I could talk to them in person instead.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you and I are sitting here and we're talking to each other with a smartphone. Is that inane or what? We're getting off the beat. I've had the great pleasure today of talking and communing with Alyssa Haas, who is the queen of the Chaseburg Snowmobilers, Snowtrailers that is.
Yep.
And boy, it's a big event here in Chaseburg, a population of 200 that is like 2 or 20,000 in the way that they all interact. Let me tell you, they're not smartphoning. They are working together hand in hand just as you are.
Yep.
And I want to commend you for being a really great queen for the snowmobilers, the snow trailers that is, and thank you and your attendants, and they are again.
Lexi Metland and Amber Keenan.
There you are, and thank you all for doing that, and to be with you, Lisa. You just take good care of yourself and try to work on getting rid of that allergy or whatever it is to fish. I mean, you just can't be a total Norwegian girl without liking fish. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, boy, was that ever a nice interview with Lisa Haas. And by the time you see this, the Chaseburg Snow Trailers will be all over with. But on the other hand, I know many of you who watch Channel 14 will probably be there, and it's going to be a tough one because you've got the Packers going on at the same time. So it might be the shortest parade in history.
It might be. We're pretty small.
Yeah. What a delight, and thank you so much for being on the Old Bob Show, and we look forward to seeing you again.